Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. My name is Tion, and today we're going to be doing another Pokemon challenge. I figured I'd give you guys a break from Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, so this time we're going to Emerald. I previously did a Magikarp only run on Pokemon Emerald with items because not using items is impossible for Magikarp. But today we're using Gastly, and we're going to be figuring out if you can beat Pokemon Emerald with only Gastly. Now, taking a look at Gastly's stats, his special and speed are actually really good, but being a ghost type has its advantages and its weaknesses. For a large portion of the run, before we can get the TMs we need for Gastly's moveset, any normal type puts a stop to Gastly's power. He can damage them using moves like Curse and Confuse Ray, but other than that, looking at his moves that he learns from Level Up, he doesn't have anything that hits normal types. So sometime in the run, it will be required that we get some kind of TM that can hit normal types. Let's get into the rules. Rule number 1 is that you could only use Gastly in battle. HM Pokemon will be caught because without this, the run wouldn't be possible. Rule number 2 is no items in battle. This adds an extra challenge, and this way we can't spam full restores and PP stall for an easy win. Also, what's the fun in that? With the rules out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So hopping right into it, guys, Professor Birch getting chased around by a level 2 Zigzagoon like always. We go into his bag and we have the option of Torchic, Mudkip, or Gastly, and of course we choose Gastly here. And this is actually where we run into our first problem. We only have Lick, and we have Hypnosis. Zigzagoon is a normal type. We can't hit this thing. So I'm gonna spare you the time it took me to run out of PP, and we had to struggle, and eventually we do manage to struggle him to death. But that battle by itself took way too long, and this is only the very first battle in the game. After somehow defeating a level 2 Zigzagoon that we couldn't actually hit, we get the Gastly, and it's a female, so we name it Yami. Yami is shadow in Japanese for a female, so that's a really good fit, and I definitely came up with that nickname. Hopping right into our first rival battle, guys, of course we have May with the level 5 Torchic. Now all we have is Lick and Hypnosis, but we are able to put Torchic to sleep. Lick Torchic a whole bunch. It doesn't do much damage, but it's okay. We eventually get him down to really low HP and take him out right there as we get 69 HP and we get up to level 7. After we head back to Birch's lab, we get our running shoes from Mom and start our real adventure. Skipping a lot of pointless trainer battles, we go ahead and go to Norman's gym and catch Wally his first Pokemon. Oh yeah, if you were wondering what it looks like when you get walled by a Zigzagoon, this is what it looks like. I know none of you guys will ever see it, but this is absolutely painful. The first gym leader is of course Roxanne. Now we had to grind up all the way to level 21, and we learned Nightshade and Curse along the way. My strategy for this gym was put everything to sleep and spam Nightshade. Nightshade does the damage equal to your level, so every time we use it we're doing 21 HP. Hypnosis only has a 60% hit rate, so we do end up missing there as we do take a Rock Tomb. But Yami here, level 21, is super fast. There's no way any of these rock types are outspeeding, as we do take out Geodude there with a nice Nightshade as Nosepass does come out. We end up hitting Hypnosis first try here as we do go back to spamming Nightshade. Nosepass over here with the Ordinberry, making him able to survive one more Nightshade, so there we go. Nosepass finally wakes up, misses a Rock Tomb, and finally goes down to a Nightshade. This gym battle wasn't as near as bad as any other challenge I've done. Rock types are rough. I know the next gym's gonna be a lot easier, so I really don't worry about it that much. After getting the stone badge from Roxanne, we go ahead and go to Rustfurrow Tunnel, and we do get Pico back for Mr. Briny after beating up this Team Aqua Grunt. And with that, he does offer to take us to Dewford anytime we like, and with that, we're gonna go to Dewford and take on Brawley. As you know, Brawley is a fighting type gym leader, and we are a ghost type. Ghost moves could hit fighting types, but fighting type moves cannot hit ghost types. So basically, it's just Brawley trying to hang on for dear life as Machop uses Bulk Up, because literally nothing that he could do can damage me. So he just keeps spamming Bulk Up, and that's basically how the entire battle goes. So next out is Meditite. We do hit Meditite with a nice Nightshade there as he does go for Bulk Up, because once again he can't hit us with anything. As we do level up to level 24 here, he does sing out Makuhita at level 19. He does use Bulk Up here as we do use Lick and Nightshade. It gets him down to about half HP as he does heal up with his Citrus Berry, but we just keep on spamming Nightshade. He actually does hang on for quite a while here. He uses a super potion to get him back up to HP, and it took forever, but we finally managed to get the kill. We are now level 24 now, and Gastly still has quite a few moves to learn that we are going to use for a little bit in the run. As we do receive the Knuckle badge from Brawley, we have to go to Steven in the Granite Cave, deliver a letter so we could actually go to Slateport. This is probably the weirdest place you could be, Steven. What are you doing here? But he gives us Steel Wing, and we head off to Slateport City. Now, Slateport City, of course, is home of the Soda Pops, which we will be taking advantage of 24/7. So this is probably the saddest moment in the entire run. I got walled by 2 of these things. I got rid of the first one, was like, okay, that's great. Then he sent out another, so Gastly just offs himself. So ignoring that, we go and try to deliver the parts to Doc here, as he tells us Captain Stern went off somewhere. As we do head up to the museum, and we see the Team Aqua Grunts easily defeat them. They were no trouble at all. And Archie says, hey, stop, and we say no, and then he runs away. So that's basically what I got from that. Also, Gastly evolves here, so that's fun. My controller messed up and wasn't getting my B inputs, so I have to reset, and I don't know when the last time I saved is, and oh my god, I had to replay through all of that, and that was not fun. But eventually we do make it back and get to our next rival battle, which of course is May. Now honestly, I'm not gonna think I have a problem here with May, as I do get a nice Nightshade off and do take out Wingull, and I think the same thing is gonna go for the rest of her Pokemon, as I do hit Lombre with a nice Nightshade right here. Does take him out, as Combuskin comes out and does not go down to 1 Nightshade, does not go down to 2 Nightshades, goes down to 3, and gets us dangerously close to getting us knocked out. But we do manage to take the W, as we do head on to our Wally fight. Now Wally actually does get a confusion off, which does super effective damage, but Ralts is only level 16, so of course that's not going to do anything, as we do take him out with a nice Nightshade. Now the next gym leader is Wallace. Now my entire strategy for Wallace was just hope, basically, that Hypnosis hits every time, and if Hypnosis missed just once, I would just reset. So that's exactly what we do on Voltorb here, as we do put him to sleep and just use a couple Nightshades to take him out. Now I wasn't going to reset on Electrike like I said, but we actually just missed 3 and he uses Howl 3 times, and then we put him to sleep. I have no idea what that was. That was a stupid play by him, and I have no idea how I missed 3 Hypnosises, but we do the same thing to Magneton here, just rinse and repeat over and over. The only problem we had with Wattson was his Manectric. Now Manectric was only a problem because he kept getting healed up, because he does have a Citrus Berry, and Wattson also heals him a lot, so we just go ahead and use Nightshade like always. But we do activate the Berry, which brings him up a little bit over half, and he actually does hit himself in Confusion, which is really close to taking him out. He uses a Super Potion, and we just keep doing the same thing over and over. This is exactly why I've had trouble with Manectric, because I can't take 2 Shockwaves. I could take 1 just fine. But we are only level 30 here, and usually at this point we're kind of over leveled, but Gastly's actually doing really well here. He just hit level 31, and we just got the 3rd gym badge. That battle could have went a lot easier, but for his level, I can't really complain. So the next thing to do is to catch an HM Slave, and we go ahead and catch a Zigzagoon level 3, and we go ahead and name him the same thing we always do. We name him HM Boy, but number 3 this time, because this is the 3rd time I use the name. We go over to the HM Rock Smash and teach Zigzagoon Rock Smash so we could advance to the next part of the game. Now at level 33, Gastly actually does want to learn Dream Eater, which is a 100 power move, 100 accuracy move, except they must be asleep. And this kind of gets around our we can't really hit normal types. So just for the sake of hitting normal types, we get rid of Confuse Ray and replace it with the Dream Eater. Next we go to Meteor Falls, and Team Magma actually stole a Meteorite, and then Archie tells us to go stop him, and that is exactly what we do. So we head to Mount Chimney and have to fight Maxie. Now sometimes Maxie is a problem, but Gastly's Nightshade is just really strong at this point, and he has a few levels on his Pokemon, so we're just able to Nightshade all of his Pokemon and easily defeat him. Maxie does actually get stronger throughout the run, but for this battle, Gastly just destroyed him. That leads us to our next gym battle with Flannery. The same strategy is going to be used this time. We're just going to hope Hypnosis hits, and it does most of the time for this one. It actually only took a few attempts in order to beat Flannery. Just rinse and repeat with Hypnosis and Dream Eater sometimes, and then Nightshade others. But yeah, Flannery was way too easy. I'm glad this gym battle was easy because the next one is absolutely awful. The normal type gym leader Norman. Now this next gym battle was the hardest. You may be wondering why, but basically it's because Vigoroth has Vital Spirit, and that prevents him from going to sleep, so none of my strategies work, so he's just able to pick me off whenever he wants. Putting Norman on pause, I catch a Numel so I could use HM Strength outside of battle, so I could go find Toxic and teach it to Gastly. Toxic would work, but Vigoroth could kill us before Toxic kills him. So we have to go get one more move just for Vigoroth. I know I need Confuse Ray back. Vigoroth is still doing massive amounts of damage and Toxic isn't doing enough damage fast enough. I'm thinking that if I confuse him and he hits himself a few times, that Toxic plus the damage he does to himself is enough to take him out. It's not much, but this is the only plan that I could come up with at this time. After losing the Vigoroth multiple times, we head over to the Move Tutor's house. Now the Move Tutor will reteach a move that your Pokemon once learned for a Heart Scale. And we need Confuse Ray back, so we go ahead and find a Heart Scale, give it to him, and we do learn Confuse Ray. Now we do have 4 really good moves, and I just figured that I'm gonna relearn one of the moves I forget here, and I do end up replacing Nightshade because I'm thinking Hypnosis and Dream Eater is more than enough to take Norman out. Finally, after all of that, I think that we're ready for Norman. Norman leads off with a level 27 Spinda, which does get put to sleep and then taken out with 1 Dream Eater. Yami is level 42 now, so her special attack is really strong. As we do confuse Vigoroth here, he hits himself in confusion, and we also use Toxic. We actually can't hurt him, so we just go ahead and spam Confuse Ray, even though he's already confused. He does end up getting off a feint attack, and we do end up confusing him once again, as Toxic finally takes him out. Next up is the Powerhouse Slacking. I know that I do not want to get hit with a move, so I go ahead and Confuse Ray, and then go ahead and Hypnosis Slacking. We go ahead and use Dream Eater, and it actually does a massive amount of damage, as he only wakes up after being asleep from 1 turn, which is kind of crazy, but we put him right back to sleep, and then finish him off with another Dream Eater, which leads us to his last Pokemon. Now I'm pretty sure that he saved Lanoon for last because Lanoon actually doesn't have any moves that could hit us, because he knew at this point, once that slacking is done, that he had no chance. For some reason he Hyper Potions up, as we do keep spamming Dream Eater. But yeah, I don't think Lanoon has anything for us, as we finally take him out with 1 Dream Eater. After the Norman fight, we get another Heart Scale and teach Nightshade back to Gastly for Confuse Ray. After relearning Nightshade for Yami, we have to go over to the Weather Institute and fight Team Aqua. Now, actually, I wasn't expecting this, but Yami does have a little bit of trouble here, not with Carvana, but her next Pokemon, Mightyena, actually does get a couple hits off, and we're brought down to 1 HP, which is super close, but we do manage to win. After beating Team Aqua and kicking them out of the Weather Institute, we are forced to take a cast form, and we have no choice whatsoever. So we get cast form and name it Mistake, because I don't want you, cast form, I'm sorry. Hopping into our next rival fight here, May actually did not get stronger at all, it doesn't seem like, because all we gotta do is hit him with Hypnosis, hit her with Dream Eater, and it one-shots literally all of her Pokemon. We're only level 45 here, we're over leveled, but not by a lot, and every single battle so far has been relatively easy. The next gym fight is Winona. Now Winona is actually not that much of an issue. We do put her Pokemon to sleep and use Dream Eater or Nightshade like always. We actually do put Swablu to sleep right here, as she does switch into a level 29 Tropius. We basically try the same thing, hit Tropius with Hypnosis, use Nightshade, and that's basically the entire strategy. I do try to put him to sleep, but we do miss a lot of Hypnosises like I said. But in the end, we actually win this one. This is only like our 2nd or 3rd attempt. She wasn't really that hard to do, but Swablu does come out, goes down to 1 Dream Eater, Pelipper comes out, goes down to a couple Nightshades, and the rest of her team just gets swept by Gastly. Like I said, Gastly's really not that over leveled at this. Her last Pokemon is Altaria, and we accidentally used Toxic here instead of Hypnosis, but it still works out the same, and actually works out in our favor, as she does go down to 1 more Nightshade, and that is our 6th gym badge. That was a relatively easy fight, but it was kind of ugly because of how many Hypnosises I missed. The next gym battle was absolutely awful. Of course, it is the twins Tate and Liza. Now Tate and Liza, as you know, are a psychic type gym, and it is really rough. So this gym battle actually took a lot of resets and a lot of our HM Pokemon just dying. We do take out Yocto there with a Shadow Ball, which does kill sometimes it doesn't. I thought it had to be a crit for a little bit, but it turns out that it just one-shot sometimes, and other times it doesn't. I have no idea why. We do use Hypnosis here on Lunatone and put him to sleep, because we just watch our HM Pokemon die like I said. We just send them out one by one and they do get slaughtered, but that does give Gastly an opportunity to actually do some damage. We get a nice crit there on Lunatone and take him out, and then we're down to only 2 more Pokemon. Her Solrock and Claydol. Claydol really can't take out Yami with 1 Psychic. but Solrock can, so it's just a really dangerous situation. I know that I have to use Hypnosis on these two Pokemon. We really only won this fight because of luck and their own stupidity, as Solrock does go for Solar Beam, which isn't very smart. We do use Shadow Ball here, which takes him out with a crit. Like I said, this is a mostly luck-based battle. I accidentally used Tackle on Claydol instead of Gastly here. I'm so sorry, guys. Please forgive me. But I do make HM Boulder use Ember on Gastly to make up for it, and she heals him up fully anyway, so it doesn't affect the battle at all. I apologize, but it really didn't affect the run, and there's no way I'm going to get this lucky again, so we're just going to go ahead and run with it, and with that, we finally get the 7th gym badge, Tate and Liza. Now, we do actually have to stop Team Magma from getting this rocket fuel with Steven, of course. It was a relatively easy battle, nothing really to show here besides the final blow, as Skarmory does steal it away from Yami, but it's okay, I'll forgive you this time, Steven. After defeating Maxie and his strongest admin, they kind of reconsider the entirety of Team Magma and realize that hey, this might be a mistake, but it's too late. They already summoned Groudon, so there's really not much we can do at this point. Steven invites us to go over to his house, and he gives us HM Dive, and with that, we are able to go to Team Aqua's base. We don't have a Pokemon that could actually learn Dive, so we have to touch a Tentacool, and we have to teach it Dive, obviously, because none of our Pokemon that we have right now can actually learn it. We name it HM Grill 2, and I am so sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this footage of me trying to figure out this kid's puzzle that I could not figure out for the life of me. It's been a while since I've played Emerald, so I kind of forgot. But I just want to say thank you guys for the support. It's been crazy, and as long as I'm getting support, obviously I will keep making these videos for you guys, because all these nice comments, these support, these likes, I really appreciate it, guys, and there's definitely more videos coming. After struggling our way through that kid's puzzle, we eventually do find Kyogre. Now, Maxie's kind of upset at us because I'm not really sure why, but he stupidly challenges us to a battle, and it was actually kind of close, but we do end up taking him out. Beating Archie kind of made Kyogre upset, so he just flies away. I'm not sure the logistics on that, but okay. After Kyogre and Groudon fight for a little bit, we finally go get Rayquaza. Now Rayquaza, of course, just kind of yells at them, and then they go away, and that brings us to our 8th gym battle. The next gym leader, of course, is Juan. Now Juan is an ice-type gym leader who really never causes me any issues. He does send out a level 41 Love Disc, as we do put him to sleep and use Nightshade and finish him off with a Shadow Ball. Next up is a level 41 Wishcash, which can cause some problems if you don't put it to sleep right away. He does end up healing it up a whole bunch, but eventually we do take him out. Next up is a Crawdon. We miss Hypnosis the first time. He hits us for some damage here, about half HP, but we do take out Crawdon. Kingdra comes out, and we accidentally use Toxic once again, but it's okay. He uses Double Team for some reason. I don't really know why. Sileo comes out, and of course we just do take it out. With a couple Nightshades and Shadow Balls, he does try to make him hold on by using potions, but it really doesn't matter at this point, as we do finish off Sileo, and we finally get our 8th gym badge from Juan. We finally got all the gym badges, guys, so now is the Victory Road and the Elite Four. Once we finally get the 8th gym badge from Juan here, we have to go to Victory Road. Now, Victory Road only has Wally. Wally's the only real struggle here. Now, normally Wally would be easy, but we got walled by his Delcatty, and we can't do anything to him. Even if we put him to sleep, nothing works. So, what we have to do is go get another TM just to get past Wally, which is kind of infuriating, but it's okay. We go pick up the TM Giga Drain from this girl right here that absolutely adores grass Pokemon for some reason. We teach it to Gastly, and then we are finally able to take on Wally the right way. Solitaria does go down to a couple of Nightshades, of course, and then finally Gardevoir comes out. We one-shot it with a Shadow Ball, which is a crit, unnecessary, but it's still a crit. We use Giga Drain here on Delcatty and almost takes him out in one hit. As he does hit us back, we do end up just healing ourselves with Giga Drain, as he does send out Magneton. Magneton does go down to a couple of Nightshades like always, and then his final Pokemon is Roselia. Now Roselia does manage to survive somehow. We just keep using Shadow Ball though. We manage not to get hit with Confusion as our final Shadow Ball finally lands, and Wally is out of the way. Once we finally defeat Wally, me and you both know that level 65 is not enough to get through the Elite Four, especially with one Pokemon. So we have to grind up so much here, and we end up grinding all the way to level 84, going to pick up some rare candies, and then just grinding out the rest. The first trainer is Elite Four member Sydney. Now Sydney is a dark type Elite Four member, as we do manage to take out Mightyena just with a couple Nightshades. Nightshade is doing 83 damage now that Yami's all the way up to level 83, as we do hit level 84 right there. Cacturn comes out, uses Cotton Spore just to try to lower our speed. We do take him out though. Crawdon comes out and can actually hit really hard if he hits the Swords Dance plus the Crab Hammer, but he ends up using Surf instead there, and then Absol comes out. We do miss our Nightshade because we did get sand attacked in the first one, and we live with only 7 HP after taking that Rock Slide, and finally take out Absol with Nightshade. He was actually really difficult, and we did use him to grind up quite a bit because that was the most efficient way that I could think of. Once finally defeating Sydney, we have to go face Phoebe. Now Phoebe is a Ghost type Elite Four member, and of course Gastly is also Ghost type, so basically this comes down to whoever hits first, because we both have super effective moves against each other, and at this point it's really a matter of who has the higher speed. I just gotta be careful here because if she hits us at all, I know Gastly's HP is gonna go super low because Gastly has awful special defense, but I know our special attack's high enough to probably one-shot most of her Pokemon. We use Shadow Ball here as Dusclops uses Protect, does take him out. Bayonet level 49 here does go down to a Shadow Ball. Her second Bayonet level 49 here also goes down to a Shadow Ball. Her next Dusclops comes out here level 51, manages to survive, hits his own Shadow Ball here, which does hurt a lot, and her last Pokemon is a Sableye. Now this actually had to be a crit in order for me to win because Sableye would just end up taking me out, so I knew I had to either crit the Dusclops or I had to crit the Sableye. Luckily, it was Sableye sooner than later. Now, we only have one Max Elixir here, but after taking out the first two, we go ahead and use it on Yami here in preparation for our next fight. In order to beat Glacia, we had to have luck on our side. There's more Pokemon in this battle that we actually do have to land a critical hit or they have to miss a move, and eventually we do get that run. Glacia leads off with a Celio, which does go down just to one Psychic. Next up is a Glalie, and we almost take him out in one hit, but they barely survive as we do hit him with another Psychic and then finish him off with a Shadow Ball. She has another Glalie and we do the same exact thing to it. As he does set up Hail, it's going to take damage away from us every single turn as she does have another Celio. In order to win, she actually has the Miss Blizzard there, and she actually does. She heals up Celio, but at this point she is too far gone as we do finish him off with another Shadow Ball, and her last Pokemon is Walrein. Walrein can tank a Psychic, only having about a quarter of his health left as we do barely survive an Ice Beam and finally take out Walrein with one more Psychic. That brings us to level 85 and we finally defeat Elite Four member Glacia. I honestly had no idea we could get this far with only Gastly, considering he has so many weaknesses, but his special attack and speed are really coming through in these battles. Next up is Drake. With his Dragon type Pokemon, we have to be extremely careful because they're extremely strong and definitely have the capacity to one-shot Gastly. Now Drake did take a few attempts here to beat. Actually, Shogun is level 52 and does use Protect a couple times, but we do manage to take him out with one Psychic. Salamence comes out, hits us with a Crunch, doing way over half damage, and we go ahead and finish off Salamence here. For some reason, Flygon uses Earthquake. I guess he had nothing else for us, so we just use Psychic once again and finally finish him off, as his next Pokemon is Altaria. Now Altaria doesn't really do much here except use Dragon Dance, and we're just able to finish him off with a nice Nightshade there, as his last Pokemon is Kingdra. Now we are only at 67 HP here, so I know Kingdra, if he survives a Psychic, could take us out. So we just have to cross our fingers and hope that Psychic is a crit, and finally on this run, of course, we do get the nice crit there to take out Kingdra, and that is the final Pokemon for Drake, and next up is the champion. Now this entire time Gastly actually has to use an item here, but we go ahead and put the Lax Incense on Gastly because I really was just looking for anything to really help us in this battle, because this battle was absolutely giving us an awful time. Now we're level 85, have a Lax Incense, which makes his move have a very small chance to miss, and we go up to Wallace, and this is our final battle, guys. I never would have thought that Gastly would have made it this far, but with a whole bunch of grinding, hard work, and determination, we have made it all the way to the champion Wallace. Now, all of Wallace's Pokemon are extremely powerful, and he starts off with Wailord, which definitely doesn't make this an easy task. Wailord has Water Spout, which does damage equal to his HP, and that is more than enough to take out Gastly. So we can go ahead and use Psychic right off the bat so his Water Spout won't hurt. He heals up here as he does set up Rain Dance for some reason, but we do manage to take out Wallace here. Wishcash is actually a problem here as he always sets up an Amnesia so we can survive another Psychic, but we luckily get the crit there for this run. That's kind of necessary in order for Gastly to make it through with the most HP as possible. Tentacruel somehow survives the Psychic here, but we use Nightshade as he does heal up Tentacruel and then use one more Nightshade to finish him off. His next Pokemon is Ludicolo, which stupidly goes for Double Team. Now if we missed, it would have been a problem, but we do end up hitting the Nightshade, taking him out, and his next Pokemon is Gyarados. Gyarados does take a Psychic here, but we're just able to finish him off with a Nightshade here, and that brings us to his last Pokemon, Milotic. Now, Milotic is an extremely tanky Pokemon, and Psychic doesn't even do half here, and I really didn't expect to get this crit, but we somehow get it, and we get the win, getting Yami up to level 86, which is really irrelevant at this point, but we finally beat Wallace. We finally are the Pokemon League champion with only Gastly. Finally, after hours of grinding, after hours of gameplay, after hours of attempts, we finally are the Pokemon League champion, and this was honestly a really fun run, guys. It wasn't too difficult, as Gastly's special attack is actually really good, but it was difficult all the less, but it definitely wasn't as hard as a Magikarp run. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like below, as we will be taking on Steven in a separate video. Just to get this video out for you guys, we're actually not going to do it in this video, or this would take another couple days, because Steven is something else, I'll tell you guys. He is very, very rough. But seriously, guys, thank you all so much for the support, and if you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you disliked it, leave a dislike. Tell me why so I can improve for next time. Make sure if you want to see more content like this, you press that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.